what can I say about Greece again? About my country. They've been fighting for its rights since I was a 2-year-old child on the shoulders of my father, protesting and marching, all around Athens. Like every decade or every 20 years, we have like another riot or another revolution in Greece. So it's been like the history of our country. We can never have peace because, as our big poet and philosopher Safari said, if you want to have peace, you are not going to have freedom. So either you have freedom or you have peace. Okay, you can be a robot or you can be free. So we prefer to be free than robots. Okay. Anyway, today the last details is that they said, the government officials said that Greece needs another haircut. We certainly say that we don't need another haircut of the budget. And it's an uncertainty of the third payment made out to Greece, even though they voted a few days ago with 153 votes. We don't need another haircut. We need a cut of the odious debt, the debt that the Greek people didn't participate in this, the debt that only the managers of the big companies that participated in the election of the last 30 years of 30 or 35 years since 1974, when we overthrew the coup, the military dictatorship in Athens, that they took charge of all the money, and they just pocket them, and they just put them out in the Swiss bank accounts or the German bank accounts or French bank accounts. So it's estimated that around 800 billion of euro, they're outside of Greece right now, which is, if we had like 300 or 200 billion, well, the economic crisis will not even exist today. Anyway, so it's a certain uncertainty of the next payment, as the German official said today. And, of course, there is hope, because as a few days ago that there were the whole of the week, there were marches and protests just outside the parliament buildings and outside of, like all over Athens. Like even if the memorandum went through, there were like people until 3-4 o'clock in the morning, despite the tear gases, despite the water cannon that used this time after a long time in Greece, since the 1960s. And anyhow, I don't know if you ever smelled the tear gas, if you ever, know what the smell it is. I can tell you a little things about it, it can really severely harm your lungs, can severely harm your health. You cannot breathe. You cannot, you cannot communicate. You cannot do anything. Your brain is like a exploded bomb. And of course, they don't use the pepper spray these days. They use chemical tear gas, the ones that they use in Vietnam, they used in Afghanistan, they use all over in Palestine and in Gaza and all over the world today, and in Iraq and Iran as well. Anyway, so on top of it, as you cannot breathe, you cannot act, you cannot do anything, the police are coming and they beat you up, because you don't have any resistance. Okay, so this is, I've experienced that last year when I just participated in the last big demonstration in Athens, and I can see I was coming face to face with in about a meter from the police attack, and I can see the hatred in their eyes, in their face. It's like those people, they are not human beings. They are like robots. It's like they giving them some kind of a drug, I don't know what, and they turn them into robots. They have the power of control, they have the power of authority, and they beat you up like you're not a woman, you're not a child, you're not a man, you don't have dignity, you don't have existence at all. Anyway, I'm not going to go over this. Yesterday actually, in Thessaloniki, which is the second biggest city in Athens, in Greece, I'm sorry, there were 3 arrests. There were a huge protest outside of the municipal building that the Germans and Greek authorities were meeting, and they almost beat up and they pelted with coffee and water to one of the German envoys, because on Wednesday night, commenting on the Greek journalist said that, well, if you have like 1,000 protests outside the building, what are you going to be? It says, well, 1,000 protests in Greece is nothing, because the German municipal workers can do the work of a 3,000 or 4,000 Greek, municipal workers. So that really just got to the point that, they were just fist to fist, and they just punched him, actually. So there were 3 arrests, and the DA is making an investigation, but we know all this. So that's another hope, another hope of resistance. And another hope that is, I really made myself so happy. I spoke with a friend, a longtime friend, like 20, 25 years old friend, from Greece 3 days ago, okay? 3 days ago, and she was the most unpolitical person that I ever remember in my life. She was always moaning and nagging on me that, why do I have to do that? You don't have any personal gains. You're unemployed. You're struggling. You're raising up your kids, and you're just on the cliff all the time. Well, she participated in the last 3 riots in Greece right now, because simply after 13, 14 years of unemployment, she got laid off. She was an air hostess, she's an air hostess, and as the merging of Aegean Airlines and Olympic Airways, the problem came to her door. So that's what it is, like if the problem knocks on your door, that's what you have to do. You have to participate, you have to resist. Anyway, I'm not going to take more of your time. Tension today. Tomorrow is, I don't know if you're familiar with the commemoration of the Polytechnical School, the rising of the students and the youth in 1973. I was a youth and I was in there, so I know. And I remember myself with the radio and everything, trying to get things to those people, stealing from my mother and my father money to get, little things to them, like medicine or anything, just hand them over, the gates of the Polytechnical School. So it was really, really, and then after we did a riot in the high school, I was like the first year in high school, I was 13. Anyway, and we were just sitting down and we're singing, singing and, protesting. Anyway, tomorrow is going to be at 3 o'clock. It's going to be like the commemoration of the 39 years. So we hope as today was a tension, Rose as the deputy of education came to place a wreath, in that, people that pelted him and they just threw him coffee and water, and so he ran away. So we hope for tomorrow. For tomorrow, I wish I was there. I was going to be there tomorrow. So tomorrow, you hope for another resistance. We hope for another huge march. Of course, it will be. The Greeks, and it's going to be and hope for the last revolutionary act in Greece. We hope for the overthrow of this neoliberal and controlling government that doesn't do anything, is like puppies, like marionettes, that they take all the control and all they dictate from the European and the hardcore of the French or the German coup, as I can say, because to me the coup is not like a free country. Anyway, so I'm hoping for tomorrow there is going to be another example of resistance, of hope, for everybody around the European Union, for Irish people, for German even people, for French people, for Spanish people, Italian, and Portuguese as well. So we hope for, as the Argentinians did and the Ecuadorian did, that we can just overthrow them, push them over, and they can be eliminated, and they just push them over to live by helicopters, as in Argentina and Ecuador. And this is going to be a new idea of the free Greece, a free Europe, with equality, with justice, with people that they have the same rights and the same demands, with the culture in difference, of course, but all to be together under one umbrella. So let's hope for the best. As we say in Greece, Ευχαριστώ πολύ. That's thank you very much for having me here tonight. Thank you.